Hobbs Coffee is like drinking rare jewels, and I just love that because it's weird and Slurpee, you do all this stuff. But if it doesn't taste good in just a white cup at 6 in the morning, it's probably not a good cup of coffee. And I love our coffee.
It's roasted much longer and it has a really strong flavour to it. Yeah, I think that's what coffee's supposed to taste like, you know.
This place feels very much like a force to me, which I appreciate. But because it's a force, I try not to take it for granted.
We can be more of like the punk coffee shop that like, it's just how we are. Like it's, sometimes it seems like a little like grungy. We have a little bit of like attitude, rough around the edges, but like we're not too scary. We just feel like loud music. We tell a joke or two, liven the mood.
It's literally a bar in the morning. That's what we are.
You can like kind of tweak it and learn like new tricks or techniques. There's like definitely a lot of playroom and wiggle room at Hobbs.
So Bill, why the name Hobbs?
That was my mom. That was the easiest thing we did here. I sat with her, asked her what we should name it. She said Hobbs right away. A lot of people tell me in London there's like 20 different places called Hobbs, so maybe that was just in her subconscious, but she said it, it worked. It was a 1-second conversation.
Setting the mood, making sure everyone's comfortable. Like if I notice some people aren't concentrating, I'll try to change up the vibe a little bit. Sometimes people squish the tables together. Like they might want to sit with all 7 of their friends and like 3 or 4 tables for your 7 friends and go for it. Just put it back when you're done, which
Never happens. Never happens.
It's not only about the coffee. It's about the people. It's about the space. It's about the community. The reason for becoming the mayor was to really bolster the idea of community and kind of what that means and how we can create a better place for all of us to live.
Me and Bill are essentially the same age, so to see one of your peers now opening up a shop.
By virtue of being in Swathmore and being a community who really, really wanted something here, stuck with us and let us make the mistakes that, you know, we make less of as time goes by. When I found this location was empty, I walked around the entire village, which took 6 minutes, and I was just shocked to see there wasn't a coffee shop. The community has been so giving to us. Again, Swathmore, I mean, we're lucky.
Bill's always been very generous, like Rob has been very generous with his space. We would not be as great a community as we are right now if it wasn't for people like Rob and people like Bill.
A place that's very welcoming and a place that caters to students, to residents, to any age group you can imagine. It's a melting pot.
Over the years, sense of community has become the most important thing for me personally. To know people and be known where I live. Hobbs feels like the town's living room to me.
It's welcoming. That's what I find about what I like going there. I get my coffee there, and actually my cappuccino. That's what I get. I told them, please don't sell me that cake. Just tell me to go away. It's a small world, and that's how we became friends after that. I mean, as I say, I didn't know Chris before that.
Bill's making pizza.
I didn't know he worked at Hobbs, and I walked into Hobbs one day, and he's there, and I'm like, whoa, what's she doing? That's my buddy there. And again, the girls, I speak to the girls every morning. I go in, I get my coffee. It's just a very friendly place.
It's like a social gathering place, meet people, and maybe find out things that are going on in the area.
It's very good for this area people, it's a community, you know. You just stay home, too boring. And then you go out, you meet some people.
I don't want to overplay it, but it's like a nexus, a place where everybody comes together.
I had a customer a few years back who they had a 4-year-old, and he said at home they play Hobbs. That's so strange and cool, but it's always evolving, and I'm grateful for that because it would get stagnant if it wasn't. And I'm happy now with how things are going, but there's always so much to build upon.
One of us has to grab the dish bin, one of us is doing dishes at the time, and then someone's cooking back there, and someone's got to come from the barista area to wash a few pitchers, and it can all happen at the same time.
Our kitchen's a joke. It's the size of this table.
Yeah.
But we do, it's worth saying, I mean, we do unbelievable volume and catering and scale of work out of that small kitchen.
The conversations you have just behind this tiny little counter back here is
that everybody
insane.
can hear.
Insane,
It's
yeah.
so easy to forget.
And we're also like inches away from each other all the time in the kitchen. It's the smallest kitchen. But so many things happen in that kitchen.
Yeah.
You know?
This place exists in a constant humming state, so it's beaten up. It's a beaten up place.
He also likes to see like the artist in anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
That's part of the really fun thing with being here, is being with like the other creatives who are enthusiastic also, like bouncing ideas off of each other. Whereas there's some like this where Bill's like, I know what I want, and it's just creating it.
Like, there's a lot of artistic people that come in here, like a lot of musicians, a lot of like philanthropists.
There's like a lot of emotional, like everyone feels like some kind of, like they have to do something because we care about each other.
It's being a family with the staff. Like it's almost like family with the customers too. Like there's definitely like a strong connection.
Can you say that your experience has changed in some way how you look at the world?
Yeah. There's nothing like it. I've never been to another coffee shop like Hobbs.
I mean, it seems like it already is like the best thing for Swathmore right now.
Right.
I think 90% of our customers are regulars.
We've had some college students in the past. We've had very good relationships with. We talk to constantly.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's not always like that. It's just they also disappear at some point. They graduate and then they're gone. They're literally gone forever.
I found this place. I was actually in Dunkin' Donuts when I noticed. Yeah, me and one of my friends were getting ice cream, and I was like, oh, that's a coffee shop. I should work there. Well, obviously the coffee's awesome. I still buy the coffee. Well, I met a lot of cool people working here.
Nothing is done without the utmost heart behind it. We're very driven to be creative. Being surrounded by those types of people feeds your creativity like an engine.
When I was a student at Swarthmore College, Swarthmore, the town, seemed really far away from the campus, and we kind of did all our stuff on campus. Never did anything. There was nothing to do in town. I see this as a complete revival now, where the students come down here, park their laptops, study for their honors exam. It's wonderful for the students, but the locals also come here.
So I stop off to get my reading in for the day, and it cuts my trip in half virtually.
It's just a nice, wonderful place to be and to experience intergenerationality, if you will. Here is a place where community really exists. In some ways, not trying too hard.
The people that run it and the people that work there, it's done with such an easy grace.
You know, Hobbs has become my hangout place now. And now that I've moved back to Swathmore, I like that it's an independent coffee shop.
I'm a neuroscientist, and I'm visiting from California. I grew up in this town since like for third grade.
The space is just unbelievable. I don't even know how they do it. It really is incredible that they're able to put out as much food as they do in such a short amount of space. And Bill's a genius in that regard. He's got to make the most of that small space. was Sal that came up with your tagline.
Where coffee meets mouth?
Yes.
Yeah, it's amazing. He's incredible at what he does. Also, I think Salvatore's a genius. As far as graphic design,
yeah,
he did our logo. He did Where Coffee Meets Mouth.
It's all in the bathroom.
Yeah, every poster is him. Sal's incredible, but he did a lot of them work for me.
Your graphics have had a big influence on Hobbs. And Bill gives you all kinds of credit. He even called you a genius.
He is too kind. He is the best in the world.
It's like a lot to live up to, you know, because the people that worked here before, they're so great.
He's cultivated quite the atmosphere here and quite the energy.
I want to know everything I can know about cooking. And I want to know that only so I can share it.
Often it's their first or second job out of school. And to be honest, with the sort of profit margins of a little place like this, you can't pay enough money that it's a lifelong career.
I knew Abby when she must have been 10 or something, and that's unusual to me and very funny. And now she works here and she's great. Yes, 5 months of working together, all these people are becoming friends, and it's nice to see that this is an environment where people are given the opportunity to make friends. And it sounds like kindergarten, but it's very important. It's huge even. The people I hire, they're great, miraculous people, fantastic people.
Barbecue is my natural habitat.
The only thing I ever liked to do was cook. I offer a lot emotionally to my people, maybe because I can't offer them a lot financially, so I'll go the extra mile in other directions. Anything in this entire shop, you could point at, and I could tell you the story of where it came from, what it's been through, and what it's doing now. You live once and when you die, and then you're not here anymore. So you have this period of time to try and understand who you are or what you are. That's how I would define success, just like a sense of self-worth and happiness.
May I have everyone's attention? This is last call. We will be closing in approximately 15 minutes. Thank you for dining at Hobbs. Have a lovely evening, and we hope to see you all again soon. Good night.